For my cancer project, I decided to choose oral cancer. Today we'll be talking about a specific oral cancer known as squamous cell carcinoma. Pointing out the obvious, we all know oral cancer happens in the mouth. But, which parts of the mouth? Oral cancer can occur inside of the lip, the tonsils area, which is near the back of the mouth, on the top or bottom of the tongue, and also the lateral border of the tongue, which is the side. In the mucosa, which is the part in between the tongue and gums, and finally the garga, which is another word for the gums of the teeth. Now you might be wondering, what are squamous cells, where are they, and what do they do? Well, us humans, we have tons of squamous cells. Most of them are located in the epidermis. They can be located on our skin, the inside of our mouth, and on vital organs. Furthermore, the main function of squamous cells is to slowly grow inside the epidermis. After achieving full growth, they make their way to the surface of the cell and then finally shed off. They then get replaced by new squamous cells. Now we'll be discussing the difference between regular squamous cells and cancerous squamous cells. Let's slide right into it. So the main reason people get oral cancer is because of the DNA. Basically, the squamous cells undergo a genetic mutation. The genetic mutation then leads to the squamous cells beginning to grow out of control, and then the cells aren't able to shed fast enough. These uncontrollable squamous cells can then lead to tumors. These tumors can limit airflow and block off blood streams. Also, since we mentioned before that squamous cells are part of many parts of the vital organs, they can also spread throughout your body. Now we'll be going over the main causes of oral cancer. The two main causes of oral cancer is smoking and the consumption of alcohol. Smoking can increase the chance of developing oral cancer because the carcinogens found in the tar of the smoke can thus lead to the squamous cells being mutated for their DNA. For the alcohol, when your body is converting the alcohol, it creates a highly reactive toxin called acetaldehyde. Acetaldehyde is known for damaging the DNA, and it can also damage the squamous cells, which thus leads to tumors forming. Now let's go over the chemotherapy of oral squamous cell cancer. So the main problem lies within the S phase of the squamous cells. Basically, whenever the squamous cells go through a DNA mutation during the G1 phase of the cell cycle, they end up replicating that DNA mutation during the S phase, which then leads to the new squamous cells produced after mitosis to have that same DNA mutation. This leads to an influx of cancerous squamous cells, which then lead to tumors. The main chemotherapy medicine used against oral cancer is known as cisplatin. Cisplatin is an alkylating agent chemo drug. This drug fights oral cancer by attacking the DNA of the squamous cells. To sum it up, while the cancerous squamous cells are going through DNA synthesis during the S phase of the cell cycle, cisplatin attacks and modifies the DNA of the squamous cells, causing them to not be able to replicate. This neutralizes the cancer and disables it from growing to other parts of the body. In conclusion, oral squamous cell carcinoma affects nearly 30,000 Americans yearly, 3% being men and 2% being women. The main causes are smoking and the consumption of alcohol, and the cancer can be treated through various chemotherapies including cisplatin, and can also be treated through surgery as well. And this is my works cited.